My name is Philip Moss.
And I'm Renie Moss.
And y'all are at our house in Vestavia, Alabama. Y'all are here to learn more about neurofibromatosis and the Moss family experience.
Philip, time to wake up. Good morning. Philip, come on. You'll trip. We gotta pack your lunch and do everything. Come on, we got a lot to do. Let's go. Philip is very hardworking. He's a very dedicated husband and father. One of the things I fell in love about him is that he is very emotional. And most guys are not very emotionally available, at least the ones I met before Philip.
She's a great mom.
No, not that either.
She's awesome. I'm blessed to have such a wonderful wife. We enjoy spending time outdoors, whether that's hiking, whether that's camping.
On my hand. What's this?
Oh,
no, that's a daddy long
It's
one.
a daddy long.
We enjoy being together as a family. Philip's a great kid.
Philip is really smart.
We'll talk your ear off. If you ask him about things that are important to him, or ask him about books.
I started to read like thick books. I'm reading the Kingdom Keepers, and they're like solving stuff, trying to get rid of the Overtakers, which are the enemies.
He does love strategy games and things like that, and that's probably why he's drawn to chess.
He beats you in chess all the time.
Oh, he is. He loves chess, and I used to teach chess in high school.
This one used to be the
Chess coach.
chess coach, and Philip beats his poppy.
He's so goofy and silly and doesn't take life too seriously.
Helen, our second, is a lot different than Philip. She and brother tend to butt heads a little bit. They know how to push each other's buttons.
Ow, please get off.
Helen is very creative. She can come up with the most amazing magical place of candy mountains and unicorns and everything you can imagine.
Your dog can do this.
Loves all things animals. She wants to be a dog walker or a dog hugger. She definitely has a great heart. In spring of 2011, we noticed little Philip's neck was swollen. Our pediatrician thought it might be a swollen lymph gland. So we treated with antibiotic for a month or two. We did a needle biopsy. It came back as reactive lymph tissue. And so another round of antibiotics, and eventually we did another biopsy of it.
And this time removed it. And I remember he came back in the recovery room and said, Philip did great, looks like shiny lymph node tissue, really not concerned, but if there's any concern, we'll call you. And we kind of put it out of mind. 3 weeks later, Dr. Woolley called on his cell phone to say, I'm terribly sorry to tell you this. Your son has a neurofibroma tumor, which 99% of the time means that he has a condition called neurofibromatosis.
Neurofibromatosis is a genetic condition that affects 3 million worldwide. It causes tumors to grow anywhere in the body, even in between bones. And mine is on my neck, and so I have to have an MRI about twice a year.
To an outsider, you look at Philip and you think nothing's wrong with him other than this. There's a 10 to 15% chance that his tumor could turn malignant.
People aren't aware of this type of cancer. It is unique.
It involves so much of his nerve functions and different functions in his body that it
It's
would
wrapped
be
around so many arteries and so many veins that removing the tumor would involve essentially just cutting the veins.
and that would involve potentially losing the ability to swallow because it involves the nerves in the back of the throat and his tongue. Part of his shoulder movement because it involves nerves kind of across the back of his neck. His facial nerve, his beautiful smile. He would be hoarse the rest of his life, if he would even have a voice.
We were hopeful to start chemo this summer. That was what we were encouraged to do, and we've been blessed to have almost no side effects whatsoever. Of course, this past weekend, on Friday night, we did spend a couple hours in the emergency room.
First, will they take my temperature?
And your blood pressure, just like always?
And then they'll give me a shot no matter what.
Why don't we just go and see what they say? Can we do that? Just take one step at a time? Come on, baby. The sooner we get this over with, the quicker we're home, all right?
He's on a field trip. He's having a great time. You're walking behind him, and he's with his friends, and he's hiking, and then you get that call in the afternoon that your son has gotten sick at his after-school care, and you bring him home, and he's running a slight fever, and you feel this horrible sense of guilt that you forgot. You forgot he's not like another child.
You always worry about what the other children are going to say.
They say, "Why is there a bump on your neck? Why does your neck have a knot on it?" I tell them it's nerve fibromatosis. I think they have a hard time understanding. It's sort of hard to explain, you know.
There's not a day or night goes by that we don't pray for his recovery. I mean, it's so important, not only his, but any child that has this.
In general, if someone gets through their teenage years, they probably will not have any more tumors. January 2013, we decided to have Helen tested. They did a mouth swab in the clinic and told us they would let us know. Probably 6 weeks later, they called with the news that she too had neurofibromatosis. They said, okay, the two of you are giving blood because one of you has to have it. With both children having the exact same genetic condition, the exact same deletion, one of you has to have it. And after giving blood, I came back the winner. It was me that had it. So as a father,
There's nothing you can do. You didn't know that, and we didn't know that.
these two children and father all have the exact same mutation, but different manifestations. For me, as a 39-year-old, I'm not likely to develop tumors.
When he found out, it was really, really tough on our marriage. I'm the one in our family of four that doesn't have an F, and it's hard. Why? Why my family? Why my husband? Why my children? It's the age-old question, why would God allow bad things to happen to good people? And we really wavered. We were not having any more children. You know, it's bad enough when you're raising your children and dealing with things, but to think that far off down the line when we're adults and celebrating a wedding, that they're faced with the decisions whether or not to have children. That in the back of my mind, watching my daughter walk down the aisle, that's gonna be on my heart, that she's gonna have to face that decision, and we haven't even been able to broach that discussion with her.
As a parent, some things you can fix. You can put Band-Aids on scratches, kiss boo-boos, but NF is not like that.
Philip, let me get on my branch. Move.
One of the things that drives us most is just our faith in God, and that He has a plan.
We are closer as a husband and a wife. We are closer as a family, and so there is joy in our life. When we said, what can we do? Okay, we're an affected family. I can't just sit here and wring my hands. I've got to do something.
She has really become such a speaker and so outspoken for her children and for the NF Foundation in general.
They've created a local chapter here that supports research and hopefully one day a cure.
We can be the voice for other families. We want to support them. We want to do everything we can to encourage their hearts. And there's hope and encouragement in that. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.